Hi everyone, my name is Joe from Scutchy Designs and I'm going to teach you how to build a harmony conference table today. First we have our tabletops and then we have our base. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the box for the base, lay out all my parts, and we'll start to assemble the base first. This particular table comes with, since it's a two-piece table, comes with flat brackets, screws, levelers, table mount screws, 4 posts, 2 top plates, and 2 bottom plates, which I'll show you in a minute. Screws are in here for the base, already preset. Top plate mounts, bottom plates. This is your bottom part of your conference table. Protective coating underneath. Here's your bottom plates. Here's your posts, your levelers and Allen keys, flat brackets, and your top plates. So now I have one of the posts with me. You're going to see 2 different sets of screws. You're going to see, which I'll take them out. You want to unscrew them first. You're going to notice you have 2 different size screws. The longer ones are for the bottom plate, and the shorter ones for the top plate. And I'll show you the difference when I take them all out. Okay, you want to repeat that with all 4 bases. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the plastic covering. You will need a 5mm Allen key. Fits here. Okay. We're going to use the big bolts now. Okay, so what you want to do is make sure your holes are squared up, because this base has to be square. So if it doesn't fit one way, turn it around and make sure they line up 100%. So what you do is you feed it here first. Let's catch the first hole. Catch the third hole. Again, using the bigger bolts. Hand tighten them as much as you can to make sure you're threaded correctly. Then you take your 5mm Allen key and tighten them up. Nice and tight. Before we put the second one on, we're going to put our levelers on. Now we're going to flip this over carefully. You don't want to scratch it. And we're going to repeat the same process as last. Once they're tight and your levelers are in, you're going to put the base down and you stand it up. Then you're going to unscrew your top bolts. You're going to get a top plate and you're going to line it up this way. All holes got to line up. And these are the shorter screws now. Take your 5mm Allen key and tighten as tight as you can. Nice and tight. We're going to repeat for the second one. But I've taken the bolts out already. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to line it up. Insert the smaller bolts. That's our first base we built. So we're gonna put this to the side for now, and we're gonna go for our second base. Now that we have our bases built, very strong, okay? We're not gonna level them or anything yet. We're gonna put down a blanket on our floor since we are on a cement floor, because we're gonna lay our tabletops face forward on here so we can mount the bases first. If you have carpet, that's just as good. Just make sure there's no screws on the floor that's gonna scratch the table. So we're gonna go unbox our table. You're gonna notice our tables are pre-marked on the bottom to set your base. You're gonna notice also there's no pre-drilled holes. So when we screw in, we wanna tap right through the laminate and lock right into our table. You're gonna wanna take a base and flip it upside down, right on the holes. It's a general position. You just wanna get close as possible in the middle. Each faceplate is gonna have 8 screws. You wanna install them all. Now that we have a base locked in tightly, we want to install one side of our flat brackets. We have 4 here for this application and another set of screws. Again, you just want to be close to the position. You don't have to be exact. You want to use the smaller screws. Then you want to pick up all the rest of these screws, put them in a bag, put it to the side. After you're done mounting, stick the table back up, remove the blanket, or if you have a carpet, just vacuum before you put it back down. Now what we want to do is carry this table over, this part over. Okay. You want to line up the edges. You want to have 2 people holding each side, pushing it together when you mount up from the bottom. Because remember, we put the one side flat bracket on, and we got to mount the other side of the flat bracket now. I'm going to use the little screws that I bagged up before. I'm going to go under the table and mount it up. Spencer, if you can hold one side, Tim, if you can hold another side, and just push the table together, since it's level right now, push it together as best tight as can. Okay, good enough. I'm going to go underneath. I'm going to lay flat. I'm going to get some screws out. Another thing you might want to do is wear goggles. I have glasses on, but you might want to wear goggles so the sawdust doesn't fall on your eye when you're installing. And that's your conference table. Now, another thing I want to show you, if it's a little bit wobbly, you'd want to go underneath, put your back against the table, and adjust the levelers underneath. And then you can level out your table. Also, once the table is together, if you need to move it a couple feet, you would need to have 4 people on. 1, 2, 3, 4, so you don't break in the middle. If you're moving it down a hallway into another room, it's best off to just unbolt the flat brackets and carry each piece separately. Thank you for watching.